Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Michelle Ayinza and I am the Director of Embodied Practice, Yoga Alliance RYS, and School of SoYoDa, Somatics, Yoga, and Dance. Today I am going to be teaching you a 60-minute all-level SoYoDa class. Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. SoYoDa integrates the methodologies of somatics, specifically Bartenia fundamentals and Laban movement analysis. Yoga, that's going to integrate ideas, methodologies of asana, pranayama, as well as the philosophy of remaining present in your body and with your breath. The dance aspect will involve contemporary dance, ballet, jazz, improv, and a hodgepodge of other dance styles. You'll see terminology get mixed throughout class, and most importantly, just take what resonates with you. If there's anything I'm offering you today that does not feel good on your body, please modify. This is a live class, wherever you are in your personal space. Modify as a way to make you feel more in tune and connected to your body so that later in life, when we're not in dance class, you feel confident in the choices that you can make to express and communicate in a physical format that serves you and the experience at that moment. If you have any health conditions that you are concerned about, contact your healthcare provider before attending class today. And let's see, this is a donation-based class, so pay what you can. Donations are through Venmo or PayPal under my name, Michelle Ayinza, that's with one L, and Ayinza is A-I-N-Z-A. It's not under Embodied Practice. All right, so I guess let's begin. Without further ado, we're gonna start on our backs. What you will need, let's see, you'll need a yoga mat and maybe some blocks. It's up to you. My floor is cushioned, so imagine that it's already a yoga mat, so I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to not be using any props today as well, so whatever serves you in your practice, bring it along. All right, starting on our backs here, everyone. Take a moment to lie down in what is known in Bartenia fundamentals as the lying stand position. It looks like this. Feet ground down firmly into the earth and are about 3 inches apart in line with your sits bones. Your pelvis is at a neutral stance, not tilted forward or tucking back. It's in this happy place. Spine lengthens long. The focus goes upwards towards the sky. And we're just going to allow our arms to open up. Palms up right now so that the arms are rotating open in the sockets so that we're spreading wide through the sternum and through the collarbone. Good. We're going to go to our breath to set an intention. Feel free to close your eyes or just soften your focus. As we bring awareness to our breath, observe sensations in your body. Observe where your mind is going right now and see if you can connect all of those sensations and thoughts and bring it to your breath. As you do this, slow your breath down so that your breath becomes more intentional. Staying here, everyone. I will be checking the screen often throughout class today. As we slow the breath down, see if you can place an even emphasis on the inhale and the exhale. How can you connect those two with a sense of flow, without pause? Filling up the full capacity of the lungs and the diaphragm as well as the belly. Staying here. Your hands can can stay as they are, or maybe you want to place them onto the belly or heart area, anywhere on the body that serves you as we set our intention. I have used this intention every day. I am present in my body, my mind, my heart, and soul, devoid of judgment and criticism. Breathe it in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, let it go. Let's do that again. Communal breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Good, everyone. If your eyes are closed, open them. See the space around you. All right, we're going to draw one knee in. Extend the opposite leg long. Begin to explore mobility in your hip socket. As you do this, place your opposite hand on that opposing hip here, grounding it down, and press through the sole of that opposite foot. Engage into the leg to ground you as you explore mobility on one side here. Stay connected to your three-dimensional breath pattern. Stay connected to your intention. Good. So we have externally rotated, come to parallel or neutral, and now we're moving to inward rotation. You're going to draw that opposite leg in and under, as if you're about to sit in a chair, crossing your legs, and you're going to take a moment here to just hug that in. Keep releasing your back body into the earth, staying focused on the breath. Good. It's a nice little embrace here. And then allow that opening to occur just slightly. So we're just, from this tight-knit position, we're going to open that up into a figure four. Yes, everyone. Opening up now in towards the glutes, just a little bit more, into the low back. Yes, we're not going to stay here very long. We're just saying hello to the hips. Keep your figure four crossing. Lower the foot down. Open up the arms to the side. Guide your legs so that that top foot grounds down as if it were standing into the earth. Good. Now we're going to get here into the side of that hip. Yeah. One more big inhale. Exhale. At the end of your exhale, draw your legs back up. Good. And then just place that foot down. Now, extend that leg and mobilize it now a little bit more freely in the hip socket, any way that serves you. You do not need to be moving your leg as largely as I am, or in any way that I'm doing, quite frankly, as long as it's serving you. Feeling mobility on one side and stability on the other. Good. Let's switch sides. Okay. The opposite leg draws in now. And then we're going to press down through that foot, engaging through the leg, hand onto hip, mobilizing the hip in the socket. So we're exploring mobility with curiosity, not judgment, with self-love. We're connecting it to our breath. And we're using this to inform us, maybe finding tight areas or open areas. We're going to meet up here with inward rotation, drawing the opposite leg in and under for a nice little embrace here. Allow the weight to drop down into the back body. Breathing. Nice, everyone. Then allow that to open up into your figure four. Move carefully and gently. This is a big opener for the glutes and the low back. Staying here with the breath. Lowering your foot down. Keeping your figure four crossing. Guide the leg over now as we twist. And the sole of the foot's going to stand on the ground. That knee lifts up towards the sky, arms out to the side. Figure 4 twist. Staying connected to the breath. Yes, everyone. As we exhale, you can draw that leg up and place your foot down. We're going to go into some core work here. Place your hands almost in a triangle formation, outlining your sacrum. Draw your belly button towards your spine and float your knees so that you're making a 90-degree angle here. All right, we're going to just cycle our legs. One leg and then the other. If you can, spread your toes. So imagine that your legs are on tracks or rails and they're not going to move from that. That's going to help engage your midline, your inner thighs, as well as your center. Belly button is drawing in. We're still on a neutral spine. We're not tucking. Good. And then scissoring the legs if that feels okay. What you don't want to do is cross too far forward towards your face or draw your legs so far down that you start to feel tension in the low back. So for some of you, you might go really low, and some of us might be really up high. Do what serves you. And so we're just going to cross and switch here just a little bit. So from cycling to scissoring. Yeah. Stay connected to your breath. If you prefer to do this, if you're uncomfortable with your hands underneath your sacrum, you can always just place your hands by the sides of your hips, grounding down. If you want more internal heat, interlace your hands behind your head. Lift your head and your shoulders up without tucking your chin to your chest. Good. Just a few more rounds. And then draw your knees in, release your hands, hug your knees. Rock your legs from side to side. Another embrace. Plant your feet down. Again, still in the lying stand position. Interlace your hands behind the head. Take a big inhale. As we exhale, belly button down as we lift, using the core to lift us. This is a very subtle crunch. Isometric contraction first, just sustaining this and breathing. So notice, as we contract through the belly, we're going to feel the breath moving up higher into the lungs. Breathe up more into the higher lungs, and maybe you start to contract here. These are your crunches. We keep rooting down through the soles of the feet, finding a little bit of core work to start class today. Good. Eventually we're lowering the head back down, arms out to the side, moving into a diagonal knee reach from Bartenia fundamentals. Guiding the legs over to one side as the opposite arm moves up the diagonal. Good, you might even find a gentle rock here, a little diagonal knee reach rock. Arm circles overhead. Try to track the hand with your eyes so that we're allowing our focus to move, not locking it in one spot to find balance, but allowing our focus to observe the surroundings and our environment around us. On this next circle, we're going to sit up. Okay, we're going to use the whole body to shape. Press into that forearm, sit up, go to the other side, lying stand position. Good, so we've done this before in class. Big inhale, exhale, diagonal knee reach. Good, here we are, second side, maybe a little rocking motion if that feels okay. And arm circles. This is overhead, going upwards first. Track your hand with your eyes. All right, we're going to sit up if you like. Use the core. That is why we were engaging it earlier. Feel the body move. Lying stand position. All right, I'm just going to change my focus here a little bit. We're going to go into leg swings, drop leg swings, adding arm circles. We've done drop leg swings before, way in the past, so I'm going to bring something old and bring it back today. All right, back to your lying stand position. Guide your legs to one side. Allow the knees to lower and swing your top leg, keeping the toes on the ground. swing back up, lying stand position, and we'll switch sides. Drop, swing, center, drop, swing, center, drop, swing, center. All right, now from here, hopefully you all can see me. Okay, shifting a little bit. We're going to get into the inner thigh. So we're going to drop, swing again to that first side, then extend your leg long, open it up, and ground down through that opposing leg. Let's do that again. Swing, open, get into your inner thigh. One more swing, back to lying stand position. Second side, drop, swing, open it up to the side, inner thigh stretch, ground down. Swing, open it up, one more swing, and back to your lying stand position. Okay? So, we're going to do that again. And just drop swings. 1, 2, drop swing, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we're going to add your inner thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back, lying stand. Now, we're going to go back to inner thigh stretches, go directly into the second side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to lying stand. 8. I'm going to check the screen because we're moving into a lot of somatic and dance stuff. Usually we don't go into this right away. We go into asana. Hey everybody, it's nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Hi Marcy, it's nice to see you. I hope you're well and safe in Fresno. All right. We are going to add an arm circle to those leg swings. Drop, swings again. Circle your arm down now. Drop, swing, overhead as it comes to lying stand position and opens up. Drop, swing, and again. Drop, swing, center, drop, swing, center. Same thing with the arms, adding the inner thigh stretch. And drop, swing, and open. Drop, swing, and open. Drop, swing, lying stand position, find your breath, second side. Drop, swing, and open. Drop, swing, and open. Drop, swing, back to your center. Stay here, everyone. Let's find a little modified heel rock, which means your legs would be bent, or full heel rock, grounding your heels down, extending your legs, and engaging the inner thighs as we rock. Now, notice my head is nodding yes, so that the rock goes out through the crown of the head. Let it go, laugh, make noises, shake it out, let it go. It's okay. Devoid of judgment, criticism, present with our breath, our mind, our body, our souls. Good. Hug your knees into your chest, and then rock forward and back. Meet me in a tabletop position, everyone. All right, grounding the hands and the knees into the earth. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingertips wide. Inhale, cat, cow, tilts. Exhale, here is your cat. Move with the tempo of your breath. Inhale, open, cow, good. Exhale, cat. So move connected with your breath and how your breath naturally moves through your body. Try to take the full breath in to move into cow and the full exhale to transition into cat. If you like modifications, circles, undulations, you might even be doing this on forearms. If you have any wrist soreness, we're going to be doing some modifications today on our forearms. Find your neutral spine and let's sit back into a child's pose. Soften through the front of the hips, walk your arms forward, rest the forehead down. stretch the arms, the sides of the torso, softening through the front of the hips. Sits bones melt down towards the heels, but they don't have to touch. Let's stay here and go back to our intention. I am present in my mind, my body, breath, my heart, my soul, devoid of judgment, criticism. Good. Meet me back here in a neutral spine, tabletop. Moving into plank, this is your push-up pose. Think about the inner thighs engaging, squeezing them in, as well as that low belly button, squeezing up towards the spine. Anytime you need to move down to your knees, please do so. Let's do a little bit of movement forward and backward. Shifting our weight into our lower body and then into our upper body, and see if you can articulate the vertebrae, mobilizing your spine. Yes, everyone. Good, staying here. We're still working on center work today. Forearm plank. Anytime you need to lower down onto your knees, looks like this, go ahead and do so. Go back to your breath. Whether the movement becomes challenging or complex, we're still focused on our breath. All right, lower your knees, release the tucking the toes, Sphinx. So I'm guiding you through a vinyasa, a variation of a vinyasa. So rather than moving through Chaturanga Dandasana into a heart opener, we move from a forearm stance, forearm plank, into Sphinx. Now, you have the option here to then shift, move into dolphin. That might be too early for that, even though we've opened up the shoulder joint already today. Or downward facing dog. Let's walk the dog out. I'm choosing downward facing dog right now. Breathing here. Equal energy in the upper body and the lower body, which means your hands and your feet. So wherever we're touching the earth, that's where we're grounding into. Breathing here, everyone. Slow the breath out, down. Ujjayi breath pattern, Ujjayi pranayama could be serving you right now, constricting the back palate of the throat. It creates an ocean-like sound. It helps create internal heat. Float one leg up. It doesn't matter which one, as long as you do both. Three-legged dog. Open up the hip, bend the knee, scorpion dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant the foot in between the hands. Roll your shoulder blades down the back. Breathe here. As we exhale, we'll twist towards our front bent leg. Spread wide through your sternum. Reach those fingertips back and start to circle down and up overhead. You'll see circles a lot in my class. Through the arms, opening them up. Good. Lower your hands down. Lower your back knee. Extend through your front leg. A little half splits variation as we open up through the back of the leg, getting into the hamstrings, the calf muscles, as well as the sole of the foot. Connected with the breath to maintain the integrity of the spine. Shift forward, lift the knee. That back toe is tucked. Rise up into crescent lunge. As we exhale, twist again to your front bent knee. Nice, everyone. Inhale, square yourself back to the front. Exhale, frame your front foot, lunge. Inhale, plank, and a vinyasa of your choice. I'm going to go back into the forearm variation. Forearm plank, lower the knees, release the tucking of the toes. Sphinx, rising back up through either forearm plank for dolphin, or transferring that into downward facing dog. Breathe. Yes, everyone. Inhale, flow the opposite leg up. This is your three-legged dog, and then scorpion dog. External rotation of the hip, but our shoulders are still squared to the front of our mat or to our hands. Knee to nose. Plant your foot down. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. Your heart presses forward. Exhale, twist. Inhale, expand wider through the chest. Exhale, arm lowers down. Arm circles here. everybody. Yes. Find the mobility in your shoulder joint. Frame your front foot, lower your back knee, extend through the front leg. Again, connected to the breath to sustain the integrity of the spine. Lower the shoulders down. We're not forcing them or compressing them. We're just allowing them to easily glide down rather than lifting up, creating tension around the neck. Transfer your weight forward. Tuck your back toe, lift the knee. We would press down to rise up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, twist. As we spiral the spine, we're bringing the organs out for a little detox. Inhale, square yourself back to the front. Exhale, lower your hands back down. Inhale, I'll show you a traditional vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. Step to the top of your mat or towards your hands. Generous bend in those knees. Drape the torso over the thighs. Head hangs loosely. Interlace the hands behind your back. Anyway, stretch the shoulder girdle out. Let it go. Release your hands. Keep your knees bent. All right, roll up. Start with your tailbone and just walk up through your lumbar, your thoracic, your cervical, through the crown of the head. Arms rise up overhead. Good. Exhale, hands at your heart center here for a moment to go back to our breath and our intention. I am present in my breath, my mind, my body, my heart, my spirit, devoid of judgment and criticism. Good. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, chair variation. Cactus your arms, sit down and focus up. Inhale, rise, look forward. Again, exhale, chair variation, focus up. Inhale, arms rise, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift up, or just move into a plank. Vinyasa if you want it. It's up to you. And you can be doing the forearm variation. Inhale, float your first leg up. Knee draws in, plant the foot, rise up here into crescent lunge. Engage through your front leg and press into it. Dial your back heel down, Virabhadrasana 2. I'll show you that from the front, so I'm not facing away from you. Focus goes beyond your front fingertips. Knee is over the ankle. We're engaging through the thighs by grounding into the earth. We root and we lift with strength and integrity. Strong warriors. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Focus can go up, forward, or down, whatever feels best for your neck. Extended side angle. Elbow onto thigh, hand onto a block. Maybe you're floating this. Find that diagonal pull out through the opposite fingertip here. Inhale, warrior 2. Lengthen through your front leg. Hips are level. Inhale, hips are no longer level. So do we see that transition as we move into Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose? We allow the hips to mobilize with us. Different than warrior 2 or extended side angle. Go back to your breath, Ujjayi breath pattern. Good. Stay exactly where you're at. This is going to be challenging. A balance check. Hand onto hip, bend through your front leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. In order to not lose the screen, I'm going to transfer our weight just a little bit back. Fingertips to the ground. Take your focus with you. Try not to lock it in one spot. Your lifted leg is as engaged as your grounding leg. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. You might even begin to lift up a little bit higher, eventually to step back, warrior 2. It's okay if we lose balance. Square yourself back to the front of your mat. Crescent lunge. Step your foot forward and then lift the knee up. This is a balance check. If you want more, extend your leg forward and lift the arms up. As you lower the foot, torso through the spine, lengthening long. Exhale, cactus the arms, focus up. Inhale, arms rise. So we would all still be at the top of our mat here. I just changed perspective so you could see me. One more, just like what we did earlier. Exhale, fold. Inhale, either halfway lift up or move directly into your plank. Whatever serves you. Vinyasa or not. Whatever serves you. Move with the breath. Inhale, here's your second leg, floating up. Drawing the knee in. Plant your foot down. Root and lift. Crescent lunge. Then lengthen that front leg. And then dial your back heel down. Hips should be level. Virabhadrasana 2. Focus beyond the fingertips. Connecting with the breath. Let go of judgment. We are present. Reverse your warrior. Breathe here. Whatever variation you did on the first side, do it on the second. Extended side angle. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale, rise. Lengthen through your front leg. Hips are level. And then as we move into Utthita Trikonasana, we're allowing the hips to move with us. Expanding with the breath. A three-dimensional breath pattern is with us, even if you're using Ujjayi breath pattern. Stay where you're at, hand onto hip. Bend through your front knee. Good, I'm just transferring myself because I don't want to lose the screen here, or the camera, I should say. I don't want to lose my shot. And float. Easier said than done. Find ease in these challenging poses. Again, you might be floating this up. Carefully step back, warrior 2. Square yourself back to the front of your mat and then step up. This is a balance challenge. Woo, it's okay if you lose balance. Extend and lift. Lower the foot down and get a little bit taller through the spine as you do this. Good, one more chair variation. This time, allow that to lead the hands down. Interlace your hands the opposite way of what you did earlier. Stretch your shoulder girdle out. Generous bend in the legs. Breathe in here. Release your hands in another spiral roll up. Opening up into goddess. Are you all with me? Good, stay here in goddess. Knees over the ankles, not past. Nice, everyone. Hi, everyone, thank you. Oopsie. I should know better than to touch my screen in the middle of class. Okay, goddess. We're going to extend and reach out into a big X variation and exhale, draw back in towards our center. Inhale, reach out. Maybe the focus moves up slightly, exhale down. You want to balance, challenge, woo, forced arch. Let go of tension. Feel those inner thighs engaged. My heels are lowering down. That forced arch position wasn't going to work for me today, and that's all right. Meet me in goddess. Eagle arms, one arm over the other. Doesn't matter which one as long as you do both. We're stacking the ribs over the pelvis here, drawing the belly button in just slightly so that we haven't done that, which happens sometimes. A little forward pelvic tilt. Center yourself, and then allow the opening of the upper back as you soften through your sternum. Now, if this is uncomfortable in any way, don't do it. Back to neutral spine. Breathe right in between your shoulder blades. So you're finding that happy place with eagle arms that you feel comfortable sustaining with your breath. It shouldn't feel painful or forced. Release. Maybe dip down lower through those thighs. Reach. Expand eagle arms, opposite direction. Again, we stack the ribs over the pelvis. We use our skeletal structure as our foundation to keep us safe. Then the muscles work around that. If you opened up the upper back, do that again on the second side. If not, keep your neutral spine. We'll all meet here in goddess with eagle arms and a neutral spine. Listen to the breath. Yeah. Release. Expand. Grow. Hands at your heart center. And then onto your hips. From external rotation, we move to neutral parallel. Let's tread the feet, toe ball heel from side to side. All right. Going into a little bit of lyrical jazz. We do this almost every time we meet, in fact, every time. My background started in a studio, ballet, jazz, tap, and then eventually I went to college and my world shifted to contemporary dance. But that lyrical jazz background, jazz was always with me. It's never left my body. And that comes from African American roots. Yes, jazz comes from Black history, not white history. Eventually that does get evolved as it transitioned into mainstream Broadway dance styles, but its roots are in African dance. All right, now, this is where you're gonna start to see that. Isolate the shoulders here a little bit, and then feel your flow. Shift your weight, yield and push into the earth through the lower body. And then we're gonna circle arms back. Yeah, take the focus with you. And notice as you move your head and your eyes, you might feel a sense of balance moving away from you. Challenging that balance as we see our surroundings, opening up through the chest. Good, go back to just the arms, or sorry, the shoulders, circling back. Then neutral. We're gonna reach up the arms and forward and then down. We've done this, again, every class time. Here we go. Reach up and up and up and up. Forward, you don't have to shift like I did. I just want you to see my ribs are stacked over my pelvis. Down, pull up, pull up, pull up. Again, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Forward, 5 and 6. Breath, down, up, crisscross, here we go. 1, diagonal lines through the body, crisscross in front of you. Keep working your legs, tread those feet down to up. Now we're just gonna tread, toe ball heel, come to a more narrow stance. Notice the heart. Where am I with time? Woo! I'm losing it a little bit. It's okay. Parallel. Plie. Lengthen. Releve. Your arms can do whatever they want. Whatever serves your balance, it doesn't matter. Turn out, also known as first position in ballet. Plie. Engage. Lift through your pelvic floor. Draw up. Sometimes I like to do crazy things with the arm just to make sure I'm not holding tension and I can still challenge my balance. It's not about being beautiful or making cool, clean lines. It's just about where am I? What feels right? Back to parallel. Tread your feet again. Bending. Lifting those knees up a little bit higher. And then do that in external rotation. And you can play around with that. Coming to parallel, opening them up. We're warming up the soles of the feet. Stay in first. Okay, we're gonna do ballet terminology here. Either tendus en croix or dégagés en croix. Tendu means to stretch. Dégagé means to disengage the foot from the floor. En croix means on the cross. So essentially front, side, back, side. We'll stay on that side and then we'll reverse it. Back, side, front, side. Arms can do whatever they want. I'm gonna keep mine in second position. All right, first side, Ready? Tendu or dégagé. And 1, I'm doing dégagé. 2, 3, 4, 5. The challenge is the balance more when you lift the foot off the ground, and if that doesn't serve you, this is what a tendu looks like. Now, I squeeze and I lift. Yep. Where's my breath? Second side. 1, whether it's a dégagé, which is what I'm doing right now, or a tendu, which I'll do now so you see it. We're still engaging the midline of the body. We're still connected to the breath. Yes, everybody, let that go. All right, I sent out a video of a cardio blast on embodied practice, IGTV. We're gonna go over that. It's going to involve step dig twist into step tendu or step dégagé or step grand battement, big kick. We're also going to add a leap. A variation of that leap would be called a glissade, which means to glide, so gliding through space. All right, first side, here we go. I'm going to go step, dig, twist. And as you twist, notice I'm using a plie or bending of the legs. I'm drawing that arm down and I'm contracting through my center. I'm going to step and dig, twist. And again, step, dig, twist. Step, dig, twist. Now, step, tendu line. I'll show you a dégagé line. Step, dégagé line. Or grand battement, developing it. So developing the leg through space would look like that. You step and second side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your focus with you. 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm amplifying it using tendu, dégagé, and then a grand battement développé. Let's do that again with the leap. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. You make the choice. What serves you? Do you see why that's a cardio blast? It involves a lot. You're changing your facing. Let's grab some water. A little improv. Water, improv. So this is where I want you to have fun. Move your seat, the ribs, get down on the ground. Maybe you're stretching out, or maybe you're saying, no, Michelle, I want to stand and drink some water. Whatever serves you. Didn't mean to leave the screen. I'm back. Okay. We are going to go into the dance phrase that we have been doing the past 2 weeks. Just the beginning part of it. The second part of it is new, but it's pretty simple. Stay with me. As I said, I save everything to IGTV. You can always go back to it. Be patient with yourselves. Enjoy the luscious, free feeling of dancing, communing with one another for those of us who are here live. All right. We're going to do a pendulum swing with the arms. Let's see. We're going drop swing 1. This is done in a 3, by the way. 2, 3. This is your chassé. 4, diagonal line. And then we're going to carve over, bringing those arms overhead. Step, tendu line. Good. Let's just go over that again. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. We're going to add a little 7 flick. 1, 2. Did we get that? So consider this more of a pelvic motion, you know, similar to like a salsa, dun 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 dun. And then we're kicking that foot up, we're flicking it up, almost like a pas de cheval in ballet, if that's something you resonate with. Bam, Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. That was the last one. We lower down using the strength of our foundation to flow down onto the ground. That's a push-up. Sit up. We're only there for a moment. We do level changes to challenge ourselves, and I'm spiraling my way up all the way to run into a figure eight. Infinity sign on the ground. You've got that completion. Then you're going to go to the first side. Woo! Second side, which is over here. Let's do the first side. Okay. It's all in threes. Find your breath. 7, 8, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, down, 3, 4, push to sit up. Good. 7, 8. Here's your infinity or figure eight run. You might even hop in the center. Make your way or improv your way. Second side. Let's go over the second side. 1, 2, chasse. Woo. Good. Arc the arms over. Shake through the body. This is just a tendu line. 7, flick 8. 1, flick 2. Down 3, 4. Push up. Use the strength of the arms. And then here we go. Figure eight circle. Now if you're going in a different direction than me, that's all good. It doesn't matter. Maybe you're running back. You have another 4 counts to do whatever you want, doesn't matter. Then you're here. I'm going to check the screen, grab some water as I do it, see if you have any comments or questions. So remember, this is about dancing, connecting somatics and yoga and dance, and how our bodies can express ourselves in 3-dimensional ways, and that we're crossing boundaries of vocabularies. So we're not just stuck on one terminology of Sanskrit or French, as in ballet, or speaking in somatic terms, which even a far less population understand that. So we're trying to just involve everything and put it together, integrating dance and movement forms, I should say movement forms. All right, let's do that again. First side, second side, my friends. You are present in your breath, your body, your mind, your heart, your soul. You're dancing in a way that serves you. So whatever I'm offering, you go with it and change it up any way you want. It's not about me, it's about you. Here we go. 7, 8. 1, 2. Feel the suspension. Yes. Arc your body through space and then shake it out as we flick. Shake it out. Flick. Down. Push right back up. See if you have, maybe you want to have more fun with that. Who knows? Woo, I lost my circle. And it's okay if I lose direction. It doesn't matter. Taking this thing off of me, because at this point, it's tugging at my head. All right, let's do the second side. Ready? And woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shake it out. 7. Flick. 1, 2. Down. 3, 4. Do what you want. Doesn't matter. Meet me in a circle, any direction. I'm figure eighting this. Maybe we're going to jump it. Why am I showing you these things? Because I want you to see that you can do whatever you want. Doesn't matter. It's not about me trying to feed you an echo of my movement vocabulary. I want you to know that whatever it is you do is okay. Have fun with it. We're going to do that again. First side, second side. Any questions? Okay. Ground yourself. Get some water. Those of us who are on the West Coast, Air quality is poor right now, whether you're in Fresno like Marcy is, in the Salem area, a lot of my colleagues at Willamette University, or even in the Portland area. Be safe. Anytime you need to take a breather, honor that. All right, first and second side, same counts. 7, and 1, 2, work your legs, yeah. 5, 6, I'm losing the screen, gonna get back into it, yes. And 1, 2, fall, have fun. Doesn't matter what you do, woo! You're just gonna get up, and we start running, and you hop or no hop. 5, 6, maybe just rather stand and breathe. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, shake it up, 7, 8, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, I'm just doing stuff, because why not? 6, 7, 8. All right, everybody. We're going back down, down time. We're gonna bring our heart rate and we're gonna start to bring it down slightly, slowly but surely. Walk it out, shake it out. If any of you have ever taken my dance classes, my yoga classes, my somatic classes in person with me, there are always moments of improv. I ask you, I invite you to explore emotions, whether subtle or large. Explore them. Listen to the body, and then do it. And as you're doing it, something says, oh, that's not right. Switch it up. We are adaptable, flexible beings, and we're learning how to internalize that to externalize it in this world in which we do need to be flexible and adaptable. Yeah, everyone. Meet me in a standing position, hand on heart and belly area for a moment. Go back to your breath. Again, feet aren't too wide as we're still trying to engage the inner thighs. But whatever feels best for you, honor it. Relax the shoulders. And we're gonna just melt down through a spinal articulation with bent knees. So first we find a plie or bend, and then we soften our sternum and we shape around that spine as we gently roll down. Arms will hang. We make our way into a squat. Very tight ball-like position, but not in a strenuous or tense manner, in a relaxed, open, receiving manner. Breathe here in this new shape. Open up the curves of the spine. Notice how your hips, your knees, and your ankles are all in a form of flexion. And then we'll just transfer the weight onto our seat. If that is uncomfortable, find another way to get there. Good. Either roll directly back down, or go to a fetal position if you have low back sensitivity. Then make your way onto your back for either hugging the knees in or happy baby pose. All right, if you have a straddle in your practice, explore that now. So all the information that we learned today about our movements, our bodies, ourselves, we're still keeping that with our cool down. Figure 4 stretch, because yeah, we were working those rotators. Let's see if we can get into that low back too as well here. Weight pours down into the earth. Soften the focus, or maybe close the eyes. It's up to you. Another communal breath here. Just let it go. Switch sides. I am present in my breath, in my body, my mind, my heart, my soul, devoid of judgment. We are one. We are connected. Treating ourselves with compassion will allow us to learn how to treat others with compassion, whether we agree with them or not. But most importantly, we learn how to take care of ourselves so that we are present. Good. Let that go. Lowering the feet down onto the earth, and then extend your arms and legs like you just woke up in the morning and you're yawning. Stretch one side, stretch the other, shake it out, let it go, and then release your arms down. Heel rock. Now let's see if you can get a larger rock as long as it's natural and not forced. Jiggle it out, let it go. Blah. Sounds are good. Who cares? Doesn't matter who's listening to you or not listening to you. Authentic with yourself. Good. Constructive rest position, bending those knees, or Shavasana with the legs extended out. I am a constructive rest fan. TPing the legs in, arms out to the side, closing the eyes or softening the focus, and staying in this restorative state of Shavasana as I bring us back to our breath. Breathing in and out with intention. Slowing the rhythm of the breath down until we are no longer thinking about it. The thoughts that float in and out of our mind will continue to do so, and we will not attach ourselves to those thoughts. We can select eventually down the road what thoughts we choose to put our attention to. But right now, we're letting them float away so that the skies clear of those clouds, metaphorical clouds. Blue sky opens up. The warm rays of the sun flow down onto your body as you melt into the earth a little bit more deeply. Again, going back to that intention that we created today. I am present in my breath, my body, my mind, my heart, my spirit, whatever serves you or word you want to use, devoid of judgment. I am whole. I am one. Thank you all for joining me today. Hope you have a lovely day. Namaste, everyone. And again, this is a donation-based class. Pay what you can and when you can via Venmo or PayPal. Under my name, Michelle Ainza, Not Embodied Practice. Continue following me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. Last but not least, I am in the process of creating a YouTube library with multiple forms of classes and many different time structures. Please subscribe to that. You'll be seeing that within the next month. It's going to really kind of start to open up and pop. All right, thank you, everyone. Stay safe out there. And thank you, Jess Martinez Yoga. I've seen you around on social media. I'm glad you can make it. Hi, Mom. And hi, Marcy. I don't know if my cousin Carlos showed up. Hola, prima, ¿cómo estás? All right, thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day.